Hey there, Professor Demersion here. I am going to have a video tutorial about what I want you to work on for our second week, and it's going to be a very fun, easy way to work with video using MaxMSP Jitter. I think you guys are going to like it. Before we get into that, I just want to take a step backwards, and I want to make sure that you all kind of get the overall kind of idea here for this class. Is it's not all about like the nuts and bolts of all the kind of plus ones and plus sevens and plus 12s and things like that. Always keep in mind the bigger picture of what we're working on, and that's to introduce you to some new types of contemporary practices that have been made available to us with digital technology. And that's really what I'm really interested in for you to explore, is to look at some of the themes that we're going to look at. Like, for instance, we talked about what we just made last class was an algorithmic composition, something that incorporated randomness and to create this kind of organic feel. So we're going to be looking at these different ways of working, and what I want you to do is think about how can I apply these to whatever my field of interest is. And the big picture is we're going to be broadening your technical skills, opening up your eyes to new aesthetic possibilities, new creative possibilities, and expand that creative reach so you can kind of come in from multiple different angles when you're working on a project. So just keep that in the back of your mind, the big picture. I'm going to open up Max here, and I'm going to go Command N, and we're going to make a blank patcher here. And you of course can just go like that. Now we're going to use one of the documents I have online is a list of resources that's for you. One of the ways that you can access material within Max, so it's daunting, this blank screen sometimes. I'm going to use today, I'm going to right click anywhere on a blank space. You can also control click if you don't have a right clicking mouse. And choose this area where it says paste from. These are called clipping paths, and they're kind of pre-made kind of sequences of objects put together for you. It's lots of good stuff. And today we're going to use these ones right here, Visi clippings, and it's going to make our lives easy when we're working with making video. Oh God, who's that? Okay. So let's start with using some live video, and I use that the Visi Grabber one. You can tell that's similar to the name that we used before when we did this in class, but we weren't using the Visi versions. I'm going to throw a couple other ones on here. That was the Grabber. We're going to get the Viewer, which is going to let us go full screen. Okay, we'll put that over here. And when we're ready, we can just kind of click on that to go full screen. That'll be nice. Let's get a couple more things. And today what we're going to learn, we're going to work with, let's get the recorder, because if I make something good, I want to be able to record it, and I want you to be able to record it. What you're going to do for your homework is what I'm going to show you here. I want you to make two patches, one that's going to use live video, the other one that's going to use QuickTime movies, and you're going to process this video in some kind of fun way. Let me show you what I mean by that. So when we're talking about video processing, it's like working with effects in Photoshop. It's treating the pixels in a particular way with video. And so we're going to learn, the exercise for this week is to do that with live video as well as do it with QuickTime video. So let's see where these are hidden, these kind of effects processors within Jitter. And if you go to Visi Clippings, this time we're going to go down to Visi Effects. Okay, and I'm going to start with, let's start with this delayer one here. And this is green. You can see it's a little bit different from the other ones here. And I just want to show you how this works. You take the video out and you bring it into the video in. Notice that when we're working in Jitter, this is green here, these green cables versus the regular black Max cables. It just kind of visually tells you hey, I'm using, this is like a visual signal to you that I'm using video. Okay, let's take a quick look and see how this delay object is working. In fact, why don't we, I'm going to connect it to this record object, but we're not going to record anything until you hit that button. And I'm also going to connect it over here. If you do those segmented patch cords, you can just kind of click and bring that in. And here I am over there. Okay, too much of me, I know. So what I'm going to just kind of ease back on this feedback for just a second. And I'm going to start with, what is this thing, the delay thing? And I'm going to raise my hand here. Look at the delay and see it's like a 2-second delay there. If I bring this closer, it's going to be quicker. Okay, so just like a half a second. Oh, you could just have fun for hours with that. Now, while it's short like that, I'm going to show you what the feedback does. It kind of repeats that same movement a bunch of times. Okay, here we go. Oh, don't. So you can 1, 2, 3. Let's do it like this. Let's make this longer. Hello, 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 hello. And what the crossfade does is it lets you blend in the current frame with the old one. And so you can see there I am, and there's the delays and stuff like that. So check this out. When you, with these Visi clippers, with the Visi clippings here, you can hover your mouse over any of these different elements and it tells you what it does. Delay. Sets the length of delay applied to the incoming image. Okay, cool. Now, we can also work with these. You see these little inlets here? If you hover over them, it tells you, okay, this thing is going to take care of, it's going to, data received in this inlet sets the value of the feedback slider. So I'm going to put a floating point object here by hitting the letter F. Okay, it's kind of, think of it as like the decimal version of the integer when people say floating point. And this is going to now control between 0 and 1 how much feedback there is. And I know what you're all thinking, what happens when it goes up to 1? How, is it endless feedback? I don't know. It seems like it should be. Okay, so lots of feedback when you go there. Now we could do the same thing here. And what I want you to do for your homework is I want you to map your mouse state, the horizontal mouse state and the vertical mouse state, to things like this within the Visi patches. So I want you to not use the delayer, but I want you to explore all the other stuff that you can do here. And here are all the effects. Try anything that looks, there's our BR Cosa one, the two-toner, there's a pixelator, sampler, that one was wild, sketcher. Check out each of these. And what I want you to do is to put your mouse state to control these. Let me just show you a quick example. So remember when we were working on the mouse state, there's a couple of things we need. It needs to receive a constant kind of bang frequently. So let's put a metro at 20, and you can just copy exactly what I'm doing. The metros always need a toggle to turn them off and on. That quick key is T once again. And the object is mouse state. I have a nice helpful new document that I put on all the kind of important objects that we've used in the first 2 weeks. Make sure you check that out. That'll be on eCampus under resources, under like work we've done so far or something. I'll include it with this. Okay, so what the mouse state can tell us is, let's just take a look and see. I just put an integer box there and another integer box here. I is the quick key for that. And we're going to turn this on, and this is reporting, okay, right now my mouse is at 400 horizontal and 0 vertical down. My screen's not as big as yours in the lab. But we're going to take this information and map it to this range of 0 and 1. Okay, so I'm going to do it like the ones in the computer lab. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the scale object, very handy object. We're going to say from 0 to 1920, that's the width of your all the pixels on your screen in the lab, and I'm going to say 0.1 point. Those points in there make it go into the it's telling Max to say calculate this in floating point instead of integer. So we're doing the conversion from one type of data to another. So what we should see now is as my mouse goes right, we're going to see that go increase the amount of delay. Okay? And let's make another one of these. I'm option dragging that. I believe it's 1280 here for the height for your computers, and I'm going to bring the outlet of the vertical into the inlet of the scale, and I'm also going to have this go to 0 and 1. So this will control the amount of feedback. Okay, nice. So let's say you will kind of play around with what you're doing and get something really cool, and then record. Okay, only record for like 5 or 10 seconds. I can't. We can't tax eCampus with these mega files, but just do a quick recording. And then what I want you to do is save this patch with your last name and save that as 1 homework 2 v1, and that'll be a patch that you're going to submit. But I also want you to do one more of these. I'm going to just get rid of that for now, and I'm going to do what I want you to do is one more, and I want you to explore other ones, but with the QuickTime movies. We're going to go down to the Visi clippings. We're going to go to movie folder this time. Actually, not that one. You could use that if you want to work with multiple folders. We're going to go to player. We're going to bring out record. The viewer, we definitely want that this time. And we're going to do the recorder. Okay, now let's think about processing. Let's look at effects once again, and feel free, you guys can just go mental in here. That's what this is all about, is you kind of playing around. The one that I want is a fun one to play with is this rotator one. Now we just connect them up out to the ends. This is kind of like an old patch bay of video synthesizers from the 70s. It's using this kind of similar connect that over here. You can look at this halfway through the patch cord. You can click that and it'll kind of route it for you like that. That's a nice little feature. Let's take a look and see what's going on here. Let's also, we got to drag in a movie. Let me find, I think I got that Dead Zone one here. We'll just use that. I'll put some extra movies on. Okay, look what's happening over here. Is it's rotating poor Christopher Walken as if his roller coaster ride is, it's not bad enough. Okay, but it would, and this offset, it kind of moves it where that kind of starting point is. And but check this out, the really cool things. And once again, is you can hover over here to read more about what each thing does. What I want to do is I want to fold these over, and so that way when it rotates and when you scale it, you start to get some cool things. It's kind of making multiple versions of these, and when I rotate it all around, you're kind of, the people's heads are on top of each other. It's like a you can do all sorts of cool things like that. Now you can keep on processing stuff.